Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. A few days ago rather, I promised you that I will be writing a letter to the Minister of Justice of South Africa, Honorable Thembi Simelane, to raise my concerns about the many, inconsistencies, about the many problems that we are seeing around the Meyiwa investigation. I reiterated that, and I do so now, that this is not a private communication between me and the Minister of Justice. This is a communication between me, the people of South Africa, and the Minister of Justice. In other words, it is a public debate. The Senzo Meyiwa trial and investigation is a matter of public debate. And I finally wrote that letter yesterday at about just after 4 p.m. and I dispatched it by email to the minister. Like I said earlier on, I'm not going to preempt anything, but I'm not very optimistic that I will get a reply or that I'll get a reply in the near future, because I've got a program running here. I have no intention to wait for replies that will never come, or for replies that will come 6 months down the line. So, like I said, I'm not preempting anything. I want to be optimistic that I will get a reply, but chances are you never know, you might never get it. So I've already planned for a worst case scenario in the event that I don't get a reply. So let me right away get into the letter that I wrote to the minister yesterday. I dispatched it by email, and I think she is now in possession of that letter. As day breaks on this Monday morning, one of the emails in her inbox will be this letter. Let me read you this letter, and I'll read it word for word as written to the minister by me. This is how the letter goes. Then, Honorable Minister of Justice, Republic of South Africa, 1st December 2024. Your Excellency, read the Senzo Meyiwa investigation and trial. The above matter, which I believe has come to your attention, refers. My name is Advocate Tulo Hoyani. I would like to bring to your attention and that of your good office and South Africa at large the following pertinent issue. 1. Pertinent issue or issues. 1. The existence of 2 murder investigation dockets into the investigation of 1 murder incident, the death of Senzo Meyiwa. 2. It is deeply disturbing that this state of affairs reflects poorly on the manner in which the investigation was conducted and the lack of professionalism associated with it, and casts an unavoidable and extremely negative aspersions about the justice system in this country. 3. 5 people are recently facing murder charges in the Pretoria High Court with regard to this matter, but questions still remain whether these are the people who killed Senzo Meyiwa or not. 5. Docket 375 stands in stark contrast to the trial now unfolding in the Pretoria High Court and is crying out for thorough perusal. This, in a very general sense, sums up my concerns about these issues surrounding this matter, some of which need your urgent attention. The buck stops with you. Yours respectfully, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. So, that is my letter to the minister. I have not gone into a lot of detail. The most important thing It's not to bombard a person with a lot of detail. As you can see, the way the letter is drafted, this is just an introductory letter. I'm just setting the scene here. I'm just setting the scene to say there are two murder investigation dockets, Minister, here. For God's sake, what is going on? Have you got anything to say about the existence of these two dockets? We are not going to, I'm not saying she must interfere with the trial or bring a stop to that trial. I know better. I'm an advocate. She cannot intervene and stop that trial. But at the end of the day, she's the custodian of justice. She must just, take South Africa into a confidence and say what she makes of the existence of the two dockets that we are seeing. Because we cannot ignore the state of affairs and say, oh well, it's all up to the courts and yes, it is to a certain extent. It's all up to the courts, but this is a people's issue. The Senzo Meyiwa trial does not belong to the courts, does not belong to the government. It does not belong to me. It belongs to the people. So I am just saying to her, please let us give us an indication of what you think, because there's a lot of confusion in this matter. I sometimes I just close my eyes and imagine what it must be like for people like Senzo's mother, that 10 years down the line, instead of giving definite answers about who killed your son, you get narratives. Can you imagine that? Your son gets killed. You try and get to the bottom of this to try and get some closure as to who did it. Then you get narrative after narrative. It is so unfair on the old lady. It is terribly unfair on her. It is terribly unfair also on people like Spiso Meyiwa, Senzo's elder brother, and everybody in the Meyiwa family. So it is against the backdrop of, the concerns of real people. This is not just an academic exercise. There are real people involved here with feelings. Senzo was a real person. Senzo had real relatives like you and me. And 10 years down the line, they still don't know who killed Senzo. Can you imagine the pain? There are stories and half stories being bandied all over the place. Isn't it about time that we can solve this matter once and for all and have it settled? Not only for the cause of justice, but above all for the Meyiwa family. At the end of the day, it is the Meyiwa family that is going to get justice, not me and you. Me and you will get some kind of gratification that justice has been served. But justice, and closure come from the heart. It will come from the people who were closely associated with Senzo Meyiwa to the extent that they were relatives. His mother, the image. I will always carry the image of Senzo's mother with me. It just never goes away. Every time I close my eyes, I see that image. I see an image of a mother, an unsophisticated mother who is trying to get to the bottom of what happened to her son. And all she gets is narrative after narrative, sophisticated narratives being advanced by lawyers and judges and investigators. Why don't we get one narrative, simple and straightforward, and say, Makulu, this is what happened to your son. It might be 10 years later, but this is what happened to your son. So that one day when she leaves this world, she will at least know what happened to her son. This is what motivates me in what I'm doing. The cause of justice. But justice is not just an abstract term. Justice involves real people. Real people like Senzo's mother. Please kindly subscribe. Support this initiative. Support this family. Let us all stand up. Because united we stand. Perhaps alone I will go some distance. But I'm prepared to go all the distance. But with your support, I will go all the way. I promise you. I've always said, this is not just another talk show. This is an action show. I've come up with my own terminology to call it an action show. So this is an action show. Please subscribe to the Daily Fix. Those subscriptions matter. One click is all it takes. Thank you and have a nice